Well, Anthony, thanks for inviting us to your own private garden here in Somerville.
Thank you.
Looks good from the front. Tell us where this project all began.
We purchased this property 6 years ago, and we started landscaping back then, and it's now complete.
Well, a plumber's tap always leaks and a mechanic's car always breaks down, but you're a landscaper with a garden that's finished.
Yep.
Which is pretty rare.
Yep.
And it's absolutely beautiful. Can we go check it out?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Now, there's a story behind this garden. Tell us where it all started.
Well, 6 years ago, when we purchased the property, I was in the middle of having a leukemia, and I'd relapsed at one stage when we started doing the garden. Then Andrea took over doing all the garden work because I wasn't allowed to work outside in the dirt. So
well, it was more to give you something to focus on, especially when you're in hospital.
Yeah.
So we started with removing some of the boundary trees, keeping some of the bigger ones, and just started off replanting really. And some friends from work came and helped put in the water feature, put up the screen, do the pathways. They're a big job, and Anthony stood inside tapping on the window, motioning what to do. We got to the stage where we could ignore him. You just turn your back, you couldn't hear him.
Yep.
But every perfectionist would be doing exactly the same sort of thing. So this garden has a real sentimental connection to you guys. As a garden, and especially as a planting palette, it's beyond my skill level. I think it's absolutely outstanding. Tell us about how you've come to the plant selections and sort of walk us through the different areas of the garden.
Well, really, in the pathway area, like you can see there's lamb's ears, and there's a bit of a story behind that. Andrea got them from cuttings from where she works and planted them out when finances were a little bit tight with the sickness I had. And from then it's really evolved. I'm a real nut for having buxus, so I love the English box balls, things like that. The Westringia hedge was really something that I wanted to create, where usually you see that at 4 metres high. I just wanted something miniature. So the Manchurian pears was a screening planting that we wanted to install just to mainly screen out the next door neighbour. In a way it's quite formal, but it also has a sort of perennial look to it too.
What I find unique about this garden, and we see some big gardens, this is a standard residential block.
Yep.
Yet you walk into the backyard, even from the front yard, and you've transformed to another world. You could be on acreage. And you've still got a bit of fun with it. Obviously, every man needs a TV when he's in the spa.
Yeah, absolutely. When the footy's on, in the spa,
And so how else would you guys entertain out here?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got the pizza oven here, which we love cooking up a pizza. Corrugated iron, which is used a lot now for raised vegetable gardens, wasn't used at all. And I remember when I ordered it from Swan Plumbing, they said, "Oh, why do you want it rolled so tight?" I said, "Well, I'm going to make vegetable gardens out of it." And they were like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, well, that's what I want to do with them." So
I guess in hindsight, that should have been patented.
Yeah, exactly. I do mention that so many times. So
we'll hold you as the pioneer.
Yeah,
of that
absolutely.
So, and I love a good vegetable garden, but they can look really messy.
Yep.
The fact that it's down the back.
Yep.
Not that it's messy, it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a great little spot for it.
It's been a passion of yours for years though. I think even when you started when you were a greenkeeper, gardening was your passion, and you spent a lot of time with your mum in the garden, and that's kind of where it evolved from, was from Bev.
Yeah. Well, I'm a qualified greenkeeper, so
I can tell by the lawn out the front.
Yeah.
And I saw a roller mower in the back, so you're doing all the right things.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I love a good lawn, being a greenkeeper, but the plants and all that I've really just learnt myself, and there's no formal training there with the plants. So, but it's Andrea and I both have great input with the plants, and it seems to work.
You can't compete with passion.
No.
And I've got a few areas in my garden that haven't been planted out yet, so I might get you guys over, recommend some plants for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a real passion, so it's a labour of love. And we put that into our landscapes as well when we do a construction for a client. I think if you put your passion into it, everyone's going to be happy.
Personally, guys, it's one of the most beautiful gardens I've ever seen, and I take my hat off to you.
Thank you.
And congratulate you.
Honestly.
And
Thank you.
I'm sure it's going to bring you many, many more years of joy.
We hope so. Thanks.